My people, how una day? Welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, the only place where we serve you the gist hot and spicy, no filter. Today's topic is one that has been causing wahala online, and it is a very sensitive one. It's about kings, border, and respect. Let me ask you a question. Can you be a king in another man's land? Can you set up a throne where another throne already exists? This is the heart of the controversy brewing in our sister country, Ghana, concerning the coronation and the activities of an Igbo king right there in Accra. This issue has been smearing for years, but recently it has escalated and people are talking. On this channel, we look at all sides. You'll be watching videos from others who have lots to say about this escalating issue in Ghana. We'll break it down, look at the facts, and get to the bottom of it. But before we dive into this Royal Rumble, you know the vibes. Please take a second and hit that like button for your boy. Share this video with your friends and family. And most importantly, if you are new here, please press that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on the hottest gist. Now, let's get into it. The man at the center of this storm is His Royal Majesty Eze Dr. Ambassador Chukwudi Ihenetu, the Eze Igbo of Ghana. He was crowned in 2012 to serve as a cultural leader for the large Igbo community living in Ghana. But for many Ghanaians, the idea of a foreign king on their soil is a direct challenge to their own traditional authorities and national sovereignty. A lot of Ghanaians are speaking up, and I want us to listen to one powerful take from a Ghanaian commentator. Let's watch this clip, then we'll come back and unpack everything. So let us sit back and take a watch.
Up in Ghana, and every well-meaning Ghanaian will have to sit up and grant me your attention for just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. A man born in Nigeria who settled in Ghana some decades ago and over time became well-respected leader among his tribesmen has now set up a kingdom for himself in our country, ladies and gentlemen. He is an Igbo man bearing the title Eze Chukwudi Ihenetu. I hope I'm saying it right. He has the title Eze in the Igbo Ghana, which translates King of Igbo people in Ghana. His tribesmen in Ghana crowned him this position and the title in 2012. And these are his images, ladies and gentlemen. A very fine gentleman whom we are told is married to a Ghanaian. And as a typical Ghanaian, ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem with that at all. But many people, including myself, will have a problem with anyone or any situation that has the potential to undermine our sovereignty as a republic. What has made our country livable for all people for many years is our hospitality towards one another and to foreigners, ladies and gentlemen. And that cannot be circumvented by any external tribe nor group of people. Ghana has a common chieftaincy practice of installing foreigners as development chiefs for the purpose of providing value to our local communities. This is a typical thing in Ghana. And hence, I thought what this man and his tribesmen were doing was something in line of that. Until, ladies and gentlemen, I read from an internet publication that they, and I mean the Igbo people, or he as a king in Ghana, has acquired acres of lands to build an Igbo town and establish an Igbo kingdom within Ghana. This is where I became disturbed, even though I'm yet to see any substantive evidence for this acquisition. That would be totally unacceptable, ladies and gentlemen. Fellow Ghanaians, I want to believe this is a falsified story. But if not, this is not something we should entertain or allow to continue. Ghana is a sovereign country alongside our kings and our chiefs. They are called kings and chiefs for historical reasons. They have fought and protected their lands and been the source of the unity of our people till this modern era. It is not a title given out of charity, ladies and gentlemen. There is a meaning and a story behind every stool or throne in Ghana.
First of all, there is a Nigerian parading himself around, calling himself the king of Igbos in Ghana. And that is a worrying something. Look, because there's so much liberty and freedom in Ghana, some people can just come out from their country and come and do any nonsense here. You, from another country, is trying to form a kingdom on another man's land in a sovereign country. You are trying to form your own kingdom. And the most annoying thing is that The council of chiefs are keeping quiet, watching this man parade himself as a king. Look, behind every stool, behind every throne, there is a history. There is a story. There is blood spilled for that throne to be where it is today. Every chieftaincy has a history behind it. What's the history behind this man calling himself the Igbo king? What's the history behind it? Look, before the British was colonize us, it is the chieftaincy system that we practice in Ghana here. Every chief have a paramount chief. Every paramount chief have a sub chief. You understand? And it is limited to only Ghanaians, to only the tribes in Ghana. Is the Igbo tribe a tribe in Ghana? How dare you just leave your country, come here and be calling yourself king of Igbos? Who gave you that audacity?
Wow. Okay, you've heard him, and let me be clear. The brother in the video made some very powerful and valid points. He's speaking from a place of national pride and a desire to protect the sovereignty and traditions of Ghana, and that is 100% understandable. Nobody can fault a man for protecting his own house. He talks about the history of Ghanaian chieftaincy, how it tied to their land, their lineage, and the blood and sweat of their ancestors. He is absolutely correct, but, and this is a very big but, I think there's a fundamental cultural misunderstanding at play here. This is where we need to add some context. The concept of Eze Igbo in diaspora is not about conquering land or setting up a rival political kingdom. No, not at all. The Igbo people are one of the most widely traveled ethnic groups in Africa. We are everywhere, and wherever we go, we form a community to support one another. The Eze Igbo is a cultural head, a father figure. His role is to 1. Preserve Igbo culture, ensure that our language, tradition, and values are not lost, especially for our children born in the diaspora. Secondly, settling disputes, mediate in disagreement between Igbo people in the community, handling family or business matters before they escalate and trouble the host country's legal system. Thirdly, act as a liaison. He is the official representative of the Igbo community to the host authority, the government, the police, and the local chiefs. When there is a problem, he is the go-to person. You see, a Ghanaian chief has 2 lands. His authority is tied to a physical territory that belongs to his people by ancestry. An Eze Igbo in London, America, or Ghana has no stool, no land, and no political authority over any Ghanaian citizen. His authority is only over the Igbo people who willingly submit to his cultural leadership. It's more of a community chairman with a crown, if you will. Now, the brother in the clip mentioned that the Eze wants to build an Igbo town and establish a kingdom. This is a part that is most alarming to Ghanaians, and rightly so. If that is true, then it's a massive overreach and deeply disrespectful. However, we need to be careful. Sometimes building an Igbo town might just be a plan to develop a large modern settlement or estate where many Igbos can live and do businesses together, not to create a separate sovereign territory within Ghana. The language used is very important here, but the idea of a kingdom within a republic is a no-starter, and I agree with him on that. Let's also look at the bigger picture. Ghana and Nigeria are brothers. We are rivals in jollof rice, music, and football, yes, but at the end of the day, we are family. Many Ghanaians live and strive in Nigeria, and many Nigerians live and strive in Ghana. This is the beauty of ECOWAS and Pan-Africanism, but these issues shows the friction between our modern national identities and our ancient tribal ones. This is a very complex issue. My people, it's not black and white, so I'm throwing it to you in the comments. What do you think? Is this a case of Igbos overreaching and being disrespectful to Ghanaian tradition, or is it a simple cultural misunderstanding that is being blown out of proportion? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And that is our gist for now. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please smash that like button, share this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Obas Trending Gist for more. Until next time, stay safe and keep the conversation going with respect. One love.